Jeesh.
Or the name and blood type?
Jeremy Garst A.
We come from planet Torpian, and according to our records, you killed the entire planet. So we were wondering, what do you have to say about that?
I don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't.
Well, it says here you were a resident of planet Aerith on the year of 2050, which is when we have the planet being destroyed.
It's Earth. Yes.
What do you know about the virus?
The virus destroyed the food system.
As the world became wealthier, more people could afford meat, and they bought beef because it's so tasty. But it is also more resource intensive than plants. A 6-ounce serving of beef requires 674 gallons of water. Compare that to an egg, which requires 52 gallons of water. To produce more beef faster, cows have been raised on corn rather than pasture, which allowed the steers to be ready for slaughter at 18 months rather than 4 years old. And to manage more cattle in one place, confined animal feeding operations, or CAFOs, arose. But it still wasn't enough. Beef became a luxury, food prices rose, CAFOs armed themselves. Now CAFOs had antibiotics to treat and prevent disease in the herd, so when the cattle started dropping dead, they thought it was an antibiotic-resistant virus. The beef industry froze. People abandoned beef out of fear. But too late, we realized the virus wasn't even in the beef, but in the corn.
Everything with corn in it was deadly, and everyone died.
You may leave now.
Oh my god, you guys are aliens?
Yes, we take on your appearance when we come to Earth.
What are you doing?
Why are you holding that high-density polyethylene chloride?
What, my Starbucks?
No,
it might be the end of the world, but I still have to have my coffee.
No, you see our notes here say that was the cause of the demise of this planet Aerith.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is just what everybody does. Like, our water is so bad that we have to just drink it all from plastic, and it has to be really processed.
So you killed the planet Earth.
That's a lot of responsibility to put on me, bud.
Even as extreme weather and droughts became more common, people still continued to grow water-intensive crops such as corn. These actions depleted aquifers, such as the High Plains Aquifer in the United States, until there was no water left for anyone in these areas. In other parts of the world, water was available, but it became contaminated due to industry actions or regulatory failures. The lead crisis in Flint, Michigan is only one example of how failure to act compromised the water source for an entire city. This contributed to water slavery, in which people, predominantly women, are forced to spend the majority of their time gathering water for their families rather than working or getting an education. This became prevalent not only in developing countries but also developed countries. Other crises, such as plastic use, contributed to the pollution of freshwater sources in the oceans. As little as 9% of the world's plastic is recycled, and plastic litter comprises up to 90% of the ocean's surface. In 2016, 335 million metric tons of plastic were produced worldwide, and a plastic water bottle will take 450 years or more to break down into microplastic.
So where were you when the Earth was killed?
I was a big executive of a natural gas company. I engaged in lots of fracking. So naturally, I was at my golf resort in Florida. So how much is it going to cost me to let this little thing slide?
What is this? Oh,
It's what?
we want to know what this fracking is.
You see, fracking is the process of taking shale oil from deep in the Earth's crust. Now, taking shale gas from the Earth may be profitable, but it requires drillers to go about 6,000 meters deep and then drill at a 90-degree angle to break into the layers of shale deep, deep down. The hydraulic fracking fluid, a cocktail of chemicals, is injected into the drilling zone to do this work of extracting the shale gas. It takes almost 7 to 15 million liters of water per fracking well to operate properly, and about 50% of that water is recovered. Because of the force of the drilling, a phenomenon known as seismicity occurs. Essentially, localized earthquakes happen, affecting a small area around a drilling site. But these are all minor consequences to consider when you look at the amount of money that's made from fracking.